Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Dubs Boxing. We back with another one. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a recap of last night's fights, June the 17th. You know what I'm saying? So before I get into that, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. It's all good. Y'all know how we get down. You know what I'm saying? We had 2 fight cards last night. We had one on the Zone, Regis Prograis versus Zorrilla, and then we had the Showtime card with Tszyu versus Carlos Ocampo. So we're gonna touch on all that good stuff for sure. Let me get to it. Yes, sir. All right. So we start with the Prograis Zorrilla card. This is the undercard. You know what I'm saying? It had some young guys on there. Balazada, he had a good victory, 4 rounds. He's a tall southpaw. He looked decent. I thought he could have went to the body a little bit more, but he got the victory. You know what I'm saying? A little 4-rounder. We had a mild upset. Xavier Madrid, he beat Aaron Aponte. I mean, that fight was pretty close. You know what I'm saying? Madrid was applying a lot of pressure. Aponte couldn't deal with that inside work. You know what I'm saying? So he came up short. He was one of the guys that Matchroom was pushing as a young up-and-coming prospect. He had a couple of close calls before this fight, so maybe this was like building up to this point. But he lost a close decision, you know what I'm saying, to Madrid. So we'll see. Madrid, he beat another prospect, undefeated prospect. So he used to this. You know what I'm saying? Jenny Fuchs versus India Rodriguez. I mean, this is a rough fight. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is like the longest female fight I ever watched. It was an 8-round, 2-minute. There's a lot of wrestling and grabbing and headbutting and all that other stuff. But in between all that, I felt like Jenny boxed real well when she stayed on the outside in her southpaw stance. She was timing Rodriguez coming in with the jab and occasional straight left hand. So she moves on. We know Rodriguez gonna give you a tough fight. I don't care who you are, who she's fighting. She's gonna give you a tough fight. She's a tough journey woman. I mean, that's what it is. Any up and coming women's fighter or any fighter that fight her that's not on their A game, they're gonna have a hell of a fight. I think like all the top, everybody she's fought, I think she gave them that tough fight, the toughest fight. It's just, you know, the skills and the height and reach ain't there for her to compete and win these fights consistently. So we'll see. I want to see what's next for Jenny, because she can fight for a world title pretty soon. 34 years old. It's about that time. Especially women's boxing, they get quicker opportunities and they can, you know, go straight to the top. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what's up with her in the future. Andre in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. He said fighters be cursed. Man, I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, Carissa looked good. Tszyu looked good. I mean, it does happen, you know. It does happen. I'm not saying it don't, but there's other, you know, there's other situations that they did good. Teofimo had a hometown fight the other week. I mean, it's, you know, I guess, you know, when a guy don't fight well, I guess we can bring it up, but, you know. Her Ali got knocked out bad. Yeah, that was crazy. The first fight on the main card, Jeremy Hill versus Mark Davis. Andrew Gray, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Hill versus Davis. I mean, these guys was talking a lot of smack back and forth in the fight. Jeremy Hill was using his height and reach. You know what I'm saying? Mark Davis was trying to get in. He was a smaller opponent. You know, and then I think in the 3rd round, I believe 3rd or 4th, Jeremy Hill he threw a nice jab and he timed a right hand over the top, just as Mark Davis let down his guard, and that hurt him. And then he led a flurry along the ropes and stopped him. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good comeback fight for him, man. Jeremy Hill was regarded as an up and coming prospect at the time. He suffered a couple of losses, so this is definitely a get back for him fighting in his hometown. So that's what's up. That was a good performance. Yes, sir. I appreciate you coming through. Rama Ali versus Alexandra Guzman. Guzman, strong and solid. it was the power, yo. Like Ramla Ali couldn't do nothing with the power. It seemed like every punch she got touched with, she was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Her legs. It was crazy. She got dropped in the fight. She got back up. You know what I'm saying? She tried to fight well. She tried to use her distance, but you could tell she was affected by those punches. And then to close the fight, Guzman landed a nice left hook out of nowhere. Basically, it was in a mix of an exchange, and Ali didn't see it, and that was a wrap. That was one of the you ain't gonna get too many female knockouts like that. That was nice, like real talk. She had her stretched out. So salute to Guzman. She won some regional titles, you know what I'm saying, in the IBF and WBA. We've seen the world champions matchroom have in that weight. Ellie Scotty, the new IBF champion. And then they have Madeline Rivas. She's the WBA champion. So opportunities for her. You know, Guzman fought for the title, the WBC title a couple years ago. She hurt her arm in that fight and continued to fight. So that shows you how tough she was. So she a problem. She punching like that. Yeah, she gonna be a problem. So we'll see though. Hopefully Ramla Ali can come back, bounce back, get back in the gym and tighten up her deficiencies for sure. Co-main event: Shakwan Gilsal versus Harold Calderon. I mean, I was focused on Calderon because he was campaigning about fighting these top guys and stuff like that. He really ain't do nothing in the fight. He landed an occasional left hand from the southpaw stance, and he didn't really do nothing. Gilsal was just, he wasn't doing too much either. He was just coming forward, using good ring generalship, landing, good shots here and there, but it really wasn't a good fight, really, you know what I'm saying? And I'm disappointed in Calderon. Real talk, all that trash talk he was talking and everything that came with it, he definitely didn't fight. He ain't fight nowhere, close to that. So that's disappointing. This is a WBA eliminator, and he probably won't get an opportunity like this again. So that's what's kind of disappointing for me as a boxing fan. Really, I don't really care too much or whatever. But you get to this point, you gotta make the best out of the situation. Guy said, he moves on. He's a good fighter. He do a lot of showboating and stuff like that, but he can fight. He got a lot of experience. You know what I'm saying? So I think he becomes a mandatory for the winner between Virgil and Stanionis. So while those guys waiting for the winner between Spencer and Crawford, that's not a bad fight. You know what I'm saying? If Golden Boy match, well, it depends who wins. If Golden Boy win, if Virgil win, then Golden Boy and Matchroom have to work to make this fight. And then Stanionis, he's with I think he's with Richard Schaefer. Yeah, Richard Schaefer, Shelly Finkel. So we'll see. I think he aligned with PBC as well. So we'll see. Galasov manager got a lot of fighters on the PBC that have fights. Buteyev, guys like that fights over there. What's my man name? Akhmadov, who just fought Kenneth Sim. So we'll see. But it wasn't an impressive fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. Something came up short. Yeah, we're gonna touch on that. Main event. So this was a very, very slow fight. Hard to score these rounds. I ain't gonna lie to you. Zorrilla, I seen the game plan. I liked it. He stuck to the game plan. At the end of the first round, I felt he dropped Regis Prograis with a straight right hand. He didn't get the credit for that. I thought he should have. That was a nice right hand down the pipe. And Regis is known to have an iron chin. You know what I'm saying? Never been down, but he was down. He was down last night. The pace was real slow. I see what Zorrilla was doing. He was moving to his right all night long. Regis didn't cut the ring off. Barely cut the ring off. You know what I'm saying? He never stepped to his left to cut the ring off. I know he was running to the power hand, so maybe Zorrilla's power was different. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't want to get caught with that. In the third round, Regis dropped him with a left hand. You know what I'm saying? And that was, basically more so the turning point of the fight because Zorrilla did more movement, but I like the game plan. I just wanted him to sit down a little bit because in the exchanges, he had the faster hands. And I thought he could have got to the mark quicker than Regis. So I ain't mad at the game plan. I ain't like how he didn't engage more. I think he could have won that fight for real. I scored it for Regis, but it wasn't that wide as the scorecards. You know what I'm saying? I thought Regis edged that shit out, honestly. But it was not an impressive performance by either guy. I felt like Regis, he should have went behind the high guard earlier in that fight. So he really didn't win the fight with like effective punches and stuff like that. I mean, other than the knockdown, he won the fight with ring generalship. You know what I'm saying? Maybe effective aggression because even though he wasn't landing a lot of shots, my man wasn't doing nothing. And especially when he went behind the high guard. I feel like Regis should have went behind the high guard earlier and got closer to him. But he did. He had a lot of upper body movement, but the range. I mean, look, Zorrilla did good with the range, like real good. So if you're looking at possible guys that Prograis can fight, Devin Haney, Richardson Hitchens, guys like that understand the range, even until Teofimo Lopez, those guys will have success against Regis. You know what I'm saying? And they would probably engage a little bit more than Zorrilla, but came up short though. So Regis maintained his title. We'll see what's next for him. I'm thinking Jack Catterall in October in the UK, but we'll see. We'll see with Devin Haney. Devin Haney still, he ain't really, he on the honeymoon stage. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he making no move until after Tank get out and he ready to get down to some business. So I just think it's just kind of just talk and good for content. I don't think nothing really popping. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to explore your options. So we'll see, man. Regis definitely got to bounce back from this. You know what I'm saying? And I think he can, but I mean, maybe like he said, the hometown situation affected him. So maybe that's the case in some situations. Not all, but some situations are like that. I get it. But we'll see, man. That's interesting. And Zorrilla, he should come back too, but it's just, I don't know, man. He fought a different fight than he fought against Barbosa. I feel like he could have pushed Regis back more and did a little more to stamp the fight, but it is what it is. They said now everybody switching sides on Regis. That's boxing though. You know what I'm saying? That's boxing. That's boxing. That's how it is. If we crack you with one of those left hands, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna jump back on his side. It looks better when somebody actually fight him instead of running. Yeah, I mean, I don't say he was running. I thought he was out boxing Regis. He had Regis missing wide shots. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was out boxing Regis. He just didn't put enough offense together. Where I felt like he could have dominated those rounds. Those rounds was like, shit. Well, he threw 3 punches more than he did. I give it to him. Oh, he started fighting in the 10-second clapper. I give it to him. That's what type. It wasn't nothing like, okay, he won that round. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When I see him right used to lose, I feel bad for him. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. That's up next, right? Salim versus Sam Goodman, Showtime Boxing, headlined by Tszyu and Ocampo. No, the fight started with a great pace. Goodman versus Aleem. I love the pace. Those guys was sharp, active. You know what I'm saying? I thought they was doing well. Prograis Salim was his body punching. His body work was great early. I thought he was trying. I see what he was trying to do. He was trying to loop shots because my man kept his head straight up in the air, and he was trying to fall. He was kind of falling in love with that, and I felt like at a point in time in the fight, Goodman he saw that, so he was really he really focused in and bit down. You know what I'm saying? So he won't get hit with that shot. And the jab of Goodman was outstanding. You know what I'm saying? I think that turned the tide of the fight. Him biting down after maybe the 6th or 7th round. I thought he bit down and he just, it looked like he wanted that shit more. To be honest, taking a step back and looking at it, I think he wanted that shit more. Down the stretch, he fought hard. You know what I'm saying? He was pushing the pace. Like I said, his jab was on point. He was landing some nice hooks, and he started to invest in the body. So I felt like Aleem slowed down on the back half of that fight. Because I feel like he was up. he was up pretty clearly going to maybe the 7th or 8th round. I felt like he gave those back rounds, back half of the fight. He gave those away. So salute to Goodman, man. Goodman can fight. He can box. Good pressure. He can apply good pressure. He can stand and box with you. I like his jab. It's underrated. It's quick. It's sharp. You know what I'm saying? He was snapping my man's head back. You know, I feel like Aleem, you know, his body work, you know, kept him in that fight. It's just he didn't make an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he was moving too much for me. I feel like he could have sat down with Goodman when Goodman started to apply the pressure. I was saying to myself, like, bro, just stand your ground because you got the faster hands and you was winning the exchanges. You know what I'm saying, for the most part. It's just Goodman, he just won that shit more down the stretch. I scored it for Goodman 7-5. I thought Rice he kind of gave those late rounds away, back half. So it was a good fight, though. You know what I'm saying? Goodman is the IBF mandatory for Marlon Tapales. Marlon Tapales got the okay to fight the winner between Anyway and Fulton. You know, when those guys fight July the 25th. So Goodman probably will stay busy. You might see Goodman over here in the U.S. To fight on the undercard of Charlo and Tim Tszyu. He was supposed to fight in January on that undercard, but you know the shit fell apart. So we'll see. Good performance though. That was a good fight too. Real good fight. I knew nothing about Goodman. Nah, Goodman was solid, yo. I thought, you know, I didn't know his chin was that good because he was getting hit with a lot of shots. His head straight up in the air. But I underestimated his tenacity. He got, you know, this guy fought hard. Salute to him. Drake's finest in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Yeah, maybe. He just gave it up. My man wanted that shit more. He wanted that shit more to me. Tim Tszyu versus Ocampo. Not much you can say. Tim Tszyu ran through Ocampo. He stopped him faster than Earl Spence did. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's a good talking point. I mean, Tim Tszyu was ready. Tim Tszyu was ready. Tim Tszyu was putting himself into like a top fighter in the world type shit. Like, you know, that was a great performance. Like, it was explosive. He hurt Ocampo like the first 30 seconds of the fight, and then I like how he closed the show, got him up out of there. That's what you do. Well, you know, when you get a guy hurt like that, you get him up out of there. So, I mean, Tim Tszyu, is not more you can say about the performance other than it was explosive. It was a statement-making performance. Like, real talk, I mean, if Tim Tszyu has an opportunity to beat Jermell Charlo, do I pick him to beat him? No. I think Charlo still has more tools and more versatile to win that fight. But I'm going to tell you something, man. Tim Tszyu coming. And, we're going to see, man. It's interesting, though. But I like this. And this is what we need in boxing, you know. And this shouldn't be, you know, nobody should be knocking, you know, this fight coming up because Tim Tszyu put himself in position. When we thought he didn't earn it, he earned that shit now. Now we saying, shit, maybe. And that's a good thing. You know, competition. We don't want to see these guys fighting guys and running through them like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Tim Tszyu, you know, he definitely improved. You know what I'm saying? He punching right now. He got a lot of confidence. That's what I'm saying, bro. You never know who about these fights. We can break them down all the way down, bro. All the way down. But you really can't judge a man's heart, his tenacity, his willingness to you know, put himself on the line like that. We can't knock that shit. Gregory Carmichael in the building. What's good with you, bro? Yeah, it was interesting for sure. So I still like Charlo in the fight, but I'm saying I can't wait for EJ and the Charlo twins to move up. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so what's next? We're supposed to get Charlo and Tim Tszyu. They say they got a deadline for September the 30th to make that fight happen. That fight is on a Saturday. I mean, that day is on a Saturday. But it might not be a hard deadline because if they make a deal, which they probably already got a deal in place, then I think the WBO wouldn't mind it if it's like a couple of weeks after that, because it always got to be based on PBC's schedule. They put that in Vegas. That fight just got bigger. You know what I'm saying? Tszyu can bring his Australian fans out there. Yo, I'm trying to say, I'm trying to tell you, man. This seems like it's gonna be a tougher fight than originally advertised. So now Charlo had to step up to the plate. You know what I'm saying? I know he's a champion. He's the man in this division. Never knocked none of that. I want to see it. It's interesting. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying I want somebody to beat Mel Charlo. I just like the competition of it. I just like it. I like Tim Tszyu's demeanor, his confidence, his swag about the shit. Like, I just like the whole thing. And Charlo, it's some questions. He coming off over a year layoff, injury. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's still the better fighter. I feel like he can outbox Tszyu if it came down to it. But let's say that night he can't hurt Tszyu. And Charlo don't like the pressure like that. You know what I'm saying? He made adjustments in the second Castano fight. After the 6th round, he made adjustments and started boxing a little bit more, and shit started to open up for him. I think he can do similar stuff against Tszyu. We seen how he did Harrison in the rematch. I think that was more so Harrison playing around, because Harrison was pushing him back and he was having issues with that. Tszyu, he coming. So if you ain't cracking that night and hurting him, it's gonna be a long night, in my opinion. But I still think Charlo has enough talent, overall experience to get through a fight like that against Tszyu. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's way tougher than it was a year ago. Finally failed him. I mean, I don't know. Maybe injury happens, I guess. Not to brag, I don't get it right often, but I said Regis by decision. Oh, that's what's up. Regis by decision. Yeah, so that's what it was. That's what's last night's fights. So we got a good fight week coming up for sure. June 24th. I got that updated on my website too, the schedule. Yeah, man. Yeah, like my man said, interesting stuff though. I expected Raif Salim to win. And it's unfortunate too, because the business of boxing kind of did him dirty, for sure. He had to go down to Australia to get his title shot, and he's supposed to fight for a title maybe a year or two ago, but that shit happens. Salute to Sam Goodman. That was a good performance. Guzman on the Prograis card. Nice. That was a hell of a knockout. You know what I'm saying? Salute to her. How you score, Aleem? I had a 7-5 Goodman. I felt like Goodman won the fight down the stretch. I thought he wanted it more, honestly, but that was a good fight. I love the pace of that fight. So next week we have we got 3 good cards for sure. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. I know we got Franco next weekend. We got what's his name, Berlinga coming up. So I'm gonna share this with you guys. I'm gonna get up out of here. Salute to everybody coming through the building. I appreciate it for sure. We're gonna go through this real quick. Boxing schedule. See what we got. So we got a show down in Ontario, Thompson Boxing. That's gonna be on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? They normally have some pretty good action out there. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with that. I think it's gonna start like 8 o'clock. It normally start like 8 o'clock on the West Coast, so it's like a late night show for the guys on the East Coast if you want to check it out. But still, the boxing will be good. You know what I'm saying? Got good atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. June 24th, so this early in the morning, we gotta find some TV or a stream for this. Joshua Franco versus Kazuko Ioka, the rematch. This is for Franco's WBA title. The first fight, I felt like Franco won the fight. It was a unification. I scored the 8 rounds to 4 for Franco. I thought he was getting busy in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Out working, out boxing, out punching. Ioka really didn't do too much in that fight for me. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what adjustments they both make in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we get a good stream for that. So we got June 24th. We got Michael Hunter versus Donnie Palmer. You know what I'm saying? So it's notable because Michael Hunter is a good heavyweight. We just haven't seen him too much. You know what I'm saying? He been fighting on the what is it called? The Team Comeback League, the boxing league they got. You know what I'm saying? He been fighting on that, but you know what I'm saying? They're just one rounders. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see Michael Hunter get back in the business. Now I watched a couple of fights he had on that thing. He looked like he was about almost 250. I ain't check his weight. I like Michael Hunter around 230. You know what I'm saying? I don't like him that high. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Michael Hunter I think he can give these guys a lot of problems when he's active and he's doing his thing. Now he's facing Donnie Palmer. Donnie Palmer is like 6'10". So, Michael Hunter know how to fight these guys. He know how to fight the tall guys. All the big guys that he fought, like McCauley, you know what I'm saying? All the guys outweigh him. Only one that was his size was Povetkin, and they didn't get him that victory. So I feel like he fight taller guys better, in my opinion. We have a fight in Philly. We have Tevin Farmer coming back. He been out the ring for a minute, for like over 3 years. Tevin Farmer will face Ari Sparrow. So that's a good local fight right there. You know what I'm saying? That's probably be on Boxing TV right there. They're going to have a link for that for sure. They'll probably stream that. So, yeah, it's good to see Tevin Farmer back because I feel like he got a good name. And if everything okay, with him, then I think he can make some noise in the lightweight division. He's moving up. The only concern I have about him is, man, look, this shit would never leave my mental. How he looked against JoJo, you know what I'm saying, with the little tick he had, kept, bouncing back and forth with his head. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy to me. So hopefully he fixed that. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy to me. And then we have the zone card, Edgar Berlanga versus Jason Quigley. You know what I'm saying? So he looking to make a statement, I guess. Maybe put his name in the hat for Canelo. Rashad Matty versus Dakota Linger. This is a late replacement. Wesley Ferreira, he pulled out. So Rashad Matty got no opponent. Adam Kanaki is on the card. He's facing Joe Cusimano. That should be all action right there. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how Kanaki look with his new trainer. He's with Sugar Hill now. So, yeah, we'll see. And then they're going to have some Puerto Rican flavor on the card. And then the PBC show on Showtime. Carlos Adames versus Julian Williams. That's for the WC interim title. That's a big fight, man, because the winner can possibly get elevated because we don't know what Charlo is going to do. He talking about fighting catch weights and going to fight Canelo. So if that's the case, the winner of this may get elevated to full champion. So we'll see. And I want to see the game plan Breadman has for J-Rock in this fight. They normally have good game plans and fights like this. But Adames got a lot of confidence. He's trending up. He's been looking real good his last couple of fights. You know what I'm saying? Erickson Lubin versus Luis Arias. So, this is a get-back fight for Lubin. You know what I'm saying? He looking to, bounce back off of that Fundora knockout loss. So this is a good fight, though. Luis Arias going to come to fight. I feel like Lubin probably can outbox him in this fight. Luis Arias do the same thing over and over. But we'll see. If Lubin not on it, you know what I'm saying? It can be a tough one. And the press conference and the build-up should be pretty decent, too. You know what I'm saying? Arias, he going to try to hype the fight. And then Lubin ain't go back down. So we'll see. Press conference should be all right. We got world title fight. Fernando Martinez versus Jay Barnea, IBF super flyweight title. Martinez looking for big fights. He got to get past his mandatory. And he can go after the big names like Chocolatito and Juan Francisco Estrada. Maybe the winner between Franco and Ioka. So it's some big fights to be had. And he been looking good, though, last two fights. And then Caleb Truax versus Burley Brooks. This should be on the prelims, the Showtime prelims. Burley Brooks is with Derrick James. So, you know what I'm saying? This can kickstart, uplift that gym. If he can get a good victory over a former world champion. We haven't seen Truex in a long time. He's, definitely faded, I feel. I want to say he's pushing 40, if he's not 40 already. So we'll see. Interesting stuff, man. So that's next week. We're going to do a live about that tomorrow and talk about all that good stuff for sure. So, yeah. So that's what it is, man. Come on, this boxing. He's at TLC. He said, it's L. Hold on. I think it's scrolling across the bottom. I think it's L Does Boxing. It's L Does Boxing. I appreciate it, Greg Carmack. I appreciate it. It's just L Does Boxing. TLC, yep. Keep him sharp. I like him, but I like him around like 230. But yeah, it does. Because it's one round. You ain't trying to lose that one round since he lost the plant. So that's a minute. That was in the bubble, huh? 2021? Damn. So 2.5 years. Oh, that's all good. 2.5 years, yo. So, like I said, I'm not sure his age. I'm thinking he's like 39 or 40, right? I'm not sure. So this is a big opportunity for Burley Brooks, yo. Big opportunity for him. He had a couple of setbacks. That's an interesting fight for me. So we'll see though. Pretty good fight week, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get something going. Hopefully we get something going. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we get that link going, or get some TV for that Franco Ioka fight, yo. I'm looking forward to that for sure. That's gonna be early morning in Japan. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll see what's up, man. So that's what it is, man. I should be back. I got that. I appreciate that, Gregory. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much. I should be back later on today. We're gonna touch on the new WBC rankings for sure. So y'all stay tuned for that. I set the notification in just a few. You know what I'm saying? So feel free to pull up, man. Ask any questions, man. It's all good with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't turn down no questions. And definitely I like to converse with everybody for sure. So that's what it is. So I'm about to close it out, man. I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on my social media, Twitter @OverJ, Instagram. Yeah, Instagram tripping, but Instagram L Does Boxing, and then of course my website LDoesBoxing.com. So I appreciate everybody.